totoo talaga yung aking sinasabi nang dumating kami rito. Wala kaming dala. We had nothing except the clothes that were on our back. Nothing. We had no money. We had no anything. All right. We're at the end now of what has been a 6-day sojourn in the United States. Of course, you were all there. We started with San Francisco. Napag-usapan na rin natin yung ibang naging events doon. And then we went to Los Angeles. One of my bucket list was to visit SpaceX, which I was able to achieve. Unfortunately, nagkasakit nga si Elon Musk, kaya hindi natuloy yung meeting namin. And now we are back here in Hawaii, and because I insisted that I come and visit Hawaii because I thought it would be a poignant moment for me to come back here as president and to properly thank people like Manong Joe Lasso, to properly thank him for all that they did for us while we were here when we landed here in February 86. Natatawa nga kami na when we landed on this yesterday, sabi namin, nung naglanding kayo dito, ngayon tayo, 777 na aeroplano. Noon nakasakay kami sa transport na C-17 doon sa likod ng yung transport na aircraft nila. Oo, and my father was unwell. So very different circumstances, but it's always a happy time because despite the difficult circumstances of that period, our time here in Hawaii was blessed with people like Manong Joe Lasso and all of the community leaders here, Filipino community leaders here in Hawaii. At talagang yung sinasabi ko, as I said, minsan hindi mapaniwala ng mga tao. Pero ang katotohanan, totoo talaga yung aking sinasabi nang dumating kami rito. Wala kaming dala. We had nothing except the clothes that were on our back. Nothing. We had no money. We had no anything. And they came, and for about the first 2 or 3 months, silang nagpapakain sa amin, silang nagdadala ng damit namin, silang nagdadala ng appliances para doon sa Makiki Heights na bahay namin. And then we eventually moved to Kalanaan Ole. Alam nyo ba yung kung saan yung, that's the main street na nasanay na ako, hindi nyo kaya sabihin yun, Kalanaan Ole. But in all that time, and of course, the Hawaiians, ang babait ng Hawaiano. That's why kahit siyempre malaking hirap sa amin na mapunta rito sa Hawaii. As I said, in very difficult circumstances, we were able to survive because of the kindnesses that were given to us by our Filipino community and of course by the Hawaiians who really welcomed us to the state of Hawaii, to the city of Honolulu. So it's been a bit of a sentimental journey for me.
Thank you, Mr. President. Maris Umali, a follow-up question.
Good afternoon, Mr. President. It's lovely to hear those experiences that you've had. But on a more personal note, apart from the people who helped you and your family during your exile, what else were your fondest memories of Hawaii? What did you miss most? The places that you've frequented? Are you also like a beach person, Mr. President?
Well, you're in Hawaii. You have to be a beach person. So galing naman tayong Pilipinas, kaya parang napunta lang kami sa one of the islands of the Philippines. So it was a big advantage in that sense. What I miss most are the people here, really. Because, as beautiful as Hawaii is, ganyan din naman kaganda yung Pilipinas. Di ba? May pagmamalaki naman natin. But it's the people. It's the people who are with us and the locals. The locals were always very kind and very gracious. Mga Hawaiano na mga gentle giant yung mga yan eh. They look very intimidating dahil ang lalaki nila at saka ang lalakas ng katawan. Pero ang babait niyan. They are the kindest people. And they were very kind to us and very gracious to us.
And Mr. President, just a follow-up. You mentioned yesterday in your speech in the Filipino community that your mother, upon learning that you will be coming back to Hawaii, mentioned that you should make sure that you go to all the people and thank
Yes.
them personally. Would your mom, the former First Lady Imelda Marcos, have also wanted to join you in this trip?
Oh, yes.
If she were given the chance.
Oh, yeah, she would. She would have loved to have come. Just to see all of the people. But if she cannot travel, sabi ko nga kay Manong Jo, sabi ko, ikaw na lang pumunta doon. At pasusundo ka namin and you come here and you come so that you can say hello to my mother. They were very close with my father. But also my mother and the then Ambassador Cocoy Romualdez, the father of our speaker. Malapit na malapit talaga sila. In fact, it was Uncle Cocoy who introduced me to Joe Lasso and to the other community leaders that were here. No, my mother will never forget. Can never forget. None of us can ever forget the experiences that we had here. It could have been worse than it was, but it wasn't as bad as it could have been because of the people. Because
Thank
of
you,
the
sir.
people.
So nang
that were-
hinayang siya na hindi siya nakasama?
Oo nga eh. But she said, make sure you say hello to Joe Lasso. And I asked Manong Jo to make a video that I will bring home and papakita ko sa mother ko.
Thank you, Mr. President.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Nestor Corrales of PDI.
Good afternoon, Mr.
Good
President. Regarding your visit to the Indo-Pacific Command,
Mm-mm.
sir, what fresh commitment did you get from the United States in terms of helping the Philippines in securing peace in the West Philippine Sea?
Well, again, it's a process. We have many. We are in the middle of many assessments, many discussions kung how we can improve our capabilities, how can we improve our coordination with the U.S., not only with the military but also the political leadership, and that encompassed not only security concerns, but it also encompassed economic concerns, because the thinking in this day is that you cannot be strong or you cannot be able to defend yourself if you are economically weak. And that is the premise that we are working on, and that's why when we talk about security, napapasama na rin ang mga commitments sa economy, sa investment, sa PPP, mga ganyang klaseng bagay. In particular, the time in San Francisco, for example, the concentration was on tech. Yung lahat, karamihan ng meeting namin was about technology and with tech companies. Bagay kasi nandyan ka na, San Francisco, Silicon Valley is just nearby. So we were able to do that, and we were able to begin some significant. We were able to come to terms on some very significant projects and programs that we would like to undertake in the Philippines. We talk about it so much, about digitalization, about cybersecurity, and we made a lot of progress on this trip to make that part of that sector of our economy, that sector of our country, a better one, a stronger one, and a safer one.
Thank you, Mr. President. Pia Gutierrez, ABS-CBN.
Hi, sir. Good afternoon. Sir, can you tell us more about the investment pledges that you secured during your visit here? What particular sector po are you most excited about?
Well, considering that these were just meetings that were done on the side of the APEC, they are quite significant. Now, perhaps they're not as large in the billions like in the other trips, but they are in the areas that we are very concerned about. And that is in technology, in healthcare, energy, in security. Kaya napaka-importante pa rin. I'm very glad that we had the chance to do this so that we can strengthen our capacity for the Philippines, to make the Philippines a stronger economy, make it more secure, make it more resilient. It's the APEC. It is like ASEAN because the aspirations are the same in the sense that we all recognize the necessity of being more connected, of ensuring that supply chains remain robust, to continue to ang malaking napapag-usapan was AI, is how to make sure it's regulated properly. We all know how we can use it, how you can use it for the things that we want. But what about the things, the unintended consequences of such a powerful tool? So that's probably where the discussion is going to concentrate from now on. So that pag ginamit natin lahat ito, hindi natin kailangan na alalahanin na magkakaroon ng unintended consequences na hindi natin ma-mitigate. Ang mahirap is just what I mentioned in my remarks earlier. Ang mahirap is that bago lahat ito. There has not been AI in the entirety of human history. Ngayon lang may ganyan. Kaya we have to very much be careful about the directions that we are taking. That concern has become prevalent also in some of the see, President Biden just signed a document precisely referring to that AI must be regulated, must be monitored and properly regulated. So it's not used for criminal purposes, it's not used for fake news, it's not used for the more undesirable possibilities that the AI brings.
Sir, on AI, sir, you said that you want the Philippines to become the center of excellence for artificial intelligence. Were there discussions with tech companies here in the U.S. on how they can help the Philippines achieve that goal?
Well, there were many, some very specific and some more general. And I think one of the areas that we concentrated on are new methods to create an ecosystem that is very useful for startups. Kasi if kung technology ang pag-uusapan, kailangan bago lahat eh. So kailangan ma-encourage natin ang startups. Ang problema sa startup, 95% of them fail. But that's the nature of the business. So you have to have an ecosystem that can support that failure rate. Because yung sa 5% that succeed, ilan ang unicorn dyan? And they will pull up the rest of the whole system. So that's essentially what we spoke about. What are the new systems that we can put into place to make the Philippines a center of the emerging technologies? And I think we have met with some really brilliant people here in the United States who are very, very forward-thinking. And palagay ko kaya natin gawin because in terms of technology, hindi ito yung smokestack industry that you have to have very large capital investments, you have to buy very expensive machines, you have to have big production lines. Iba ito, it all exists in cyberspace. And that is we have a big advantage in that. Because again, paulit-ulit kong sinasabi, but talagang totoo, is our workforce. Dahil bata yung workforce natin, magaling tayo sa tech. Madali para sa atin ng technology. Siguro, with the talent that we already have in the Philippines, konting upskilling na lang, and we will already be at the forefront of all of these technologies. So that's what we were able to explore. And it goes beyond just the application of technologies. It's also how to open the markets the markets to the different elements of the technology, of the tech industry, such as the experts, the engineers, the coders, all of that. Yun ang ating yun ang ating natutunan. We learned very many things about how the thinking is of the planners in the tech industry and what part the Philippines can play. So we have made commitments for continued discussions so that we can put more detail into this. One of the most exciting ones was the opening of the market and centering the market around the Philippines so that we will become a hub of technology. So that's something that we have looked forward to. This, as you all know, it affects every part of every sector of society. Kaya nandito yung ating NSC and the CS and the Chief of Staffs are here kasi kasama dyan yung security. It's a big aspect to it.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Last question on another topic. Ana Felicia Bajo of GMA News Online.
Good afternoon, Mr. President. Sir, we just want to know what are your thoughts or reaction on the impeachment talks against Vice President Sara Duterte?
Well, lahat naman kami merong ganyan eh. So I don't think it's particularly unusual. I don't think it's particularly worrisome. You know, there will always be an element that will want to change the results of an election. So of course, binabantayan namin ng mabuti because we don't want her to be impeached. We don't want her to. She does not deserve to be impeached. So we will make sure that this is something that we will pay very close attention to. You know, the declarations of impeachment, parang lahat naman ng presidente ini-impeach. Ngayon, vice president pa. So I guess it's just a continuing evolution of that thinking. Na basta ayaw namin dyan, tanggalin natin, impeach natin. Wala naman siguro at wala naman sigurong dahilan kung hindi lang ayaw sa amin. That's not a reason to be impeached.
So, sir, wala pong UNITEAM crackdown na tinatawag.
Na?
UNITEAM
Crackdown. Crack.
I don't think so. Mas tumitibay nga eh. Dumadami yung pumupunta sa lakas, dumadami yung pupunta sa PFP. We are consolidating the UNITEAM. It's actually become bigger and stronger than it was before. So, ayan, wishful thinking. These are the same people that talk about impeachment. They are also the same people that, wala na, nagbaklas-baklas na yung UNITEAM. Hindi, totoo yun. Tignan na lang ninyo mga political developments in the past few months.
Sir, last na, how's your relationship with her po? With Sara? How's your relationship?
Excellent. We on a professional level, I have nothing but good things to say about the work that she has done in the Department of Education. On a very personal level, we get along very well because you cannot campaign for how many months was that? We were campaigning together without getting to know each other very well, and it turns out that we are very different in many ways and we're very similar in many ways. But that makes for a good friendship.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
All right.
Thank you,
Okay.
Malacanang Press Corps.
Maraming salamat. Thank you.
Congratulations, Mr. President.
Thank you.